Greetings everyone, and welcome back to another Starship review. All the hullabaloo over the inquiry has brought the Arbiter back to the forefront. And as someone who makes videos on the internet, I'm obligated to take advantage of this renewed interest to get as many clicks and views as... What I meant to say is that I've spent 30 minutes making that technical difficulties clip, and I plan on using it a lot more often. What I actually meant to say is that I'm reviewing the Arbiter. Few ships say classic like the Arbiter. Chances are, if you asked any of the various STO communities which ship you should buy first, the Arbiter would be at the top of the list, and for good reason. Not only is it a strong ship in its own right, but it comes with one of the very best traits in the game. We take 5.3 ships a bit more for granted than we used to, but it was more of a big deal when it came out. Add to that the 4 tactical consoles, a decent bridge officer layout, good power distribution, ability to use dual cannons, and what was at the time the best specialization for energy weapon builds, Intel. Of course, the layout isn't perfect. You pretty much have to use the Lieutenant Commander Universal as tactical if you plan on using Override Subsystem Safeties 3, and you should, which leaves me really wanting that Ensign Tactical to be an engineering seat. You can get by with just the Commander Engineering, but it's tight. I'd also be lying if I said the Intel seating didn't feel a bit dated as well. The Vengeance is basically a better version of the Arbiter, the Gagarin has Miracle Worker seating, and even the Kittimer Alliance Battlecruiser has slightly better bridge officer layout in my opinion, and that command seating for that juicy torpedo damage the kids are craving these days. Still, the solid fundamentals make it an attractive option even to this day. Let's be honest though, as good as the ship is, the trait is the real selling feature here, Emergency Weapon Cycle. It's been one of the top 5 traits for energy weapon builds since the day it came out, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Activating emergency power to weapons gives you a minus 50% weapon power cost buff and a godly 20% firing cycle haste. Not only does this let you keep more weapon power for a larger power buff, but firing cycle haste is among the highest in the game. Both boosts are effectively final damage multipliers, and it's trivial to keep it up 100% of the time. This trait is so good that it still makes the Arbiter a must-have ship. The console, Ablative Hazard Shielding, is entirely based on survival, with a couple of shield buffs as passives. The clicky gives you some temporary shield absorption, and then some hole in shields when it expires. It's okay for what it is, and it's part of a set bonus, which has decent effects, but the other 2 parts are from the Avenger and Inquiry. One is a tier 5 console with no passes, and the other will set you back $200. When it comes to pure survival stuff, you can usually get much better without having to use up a precious console slot, so while the console is perfectly fine, it's also very easy to pass on. Let's talk ratings. When it comes to performance, the Arbiter fares well, but I just don't think top marks are warranted here, which should be reserved for the very best ships of their class. I give the Arbiter a strong 4 stars. I almost gave it 5, but I changed my mind. The weapon layout, console layout, access to weapon system efficiency, ability to use override subsystem safeties, dual cannons, it's a strong performer, but it's just been power crept a little bit too much these days for me to give it 5 stars. As for the accessory score, this is the easiest 5 stars ever on this channel. Having one of the best traits in the game makes it an easy decision. The console doesn't impress, but it doesn't have to. I don't find the ship itself to be particularly nice looking, but that doesn't matter either. Whether you pick it up to fly, or to eat, for the trait, you won't be disappointed. If you're feeling bad that the Inquiry costs $200, then just dust off this classic and take her for a spin. And if you don't have one yet, then I highly recommend it. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please consider leaving a like, and if you want to see more of my stuff in the future, consider subscribing. My next video will be all about the squadron pets from the support carrier bundle. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.